Hey guys, hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully. Welcome to, yes, this is hard to believe, but this is a live stream. This is live as it can be. And trying to do something here. Let's go live. There we go. Yeah, but this is as live as it can be. Excuse me. It can be on. Yeah, just making sure. So mute that. But yeah, welcome. This is as live can be, guys. So yes, we are live for the first time on screen in a while. It is everything, and as the thing says there, it's back to normal now. Yes, and I'll tell you honestly, it took me a brief moment here to figure things out. It seems you have to have the OBS software or whatever software you're using, like Streamlabs or something, as I adjust the headset here. You got to have Streamlabs or something connected, if you will, before you start live streaming and stuff. So, first time I've scheduled something like this, as I want to check something. Of course, it's going to go to commercial. Yeah, but anyway, just checking something, making sure everything's coming in clear. But yeah, what? But yeah, we are now back to normal. As I said in a video that I did earlier this morning, I'll probably be uploading that later on with the prefix that it was uploaded very early. Or maybe I won't do it at all. Just maybe I'll just delete it and then save the space for some other videos. Yeah, probably that's what I'll do. But anyway, yeah, we are back to normal. Kind of. I'll put that in the parentheses, maybe as the title. But yeah, we are back to normal, kind of, because at 6:35 this morning Pacific time, here on Monday, August 23rd, my mom finally went back to work. And I am thankful. Like I said in the video I did earlier, and again, I'll probably just delete it because I'm going to say it here anyway. I'm thankful to God that she was able to have the break that she did and that she gets the various breaks that she does throughout the year, whether it's for Christmas, spring, whether it's just one day period where it becomes like a 3-day holiday, like with the upcoming Labor Day, or Thanksgiving or Veterans Day or or Columbus Day, stuff like that. I'm thankful she at least gets a break here and there. But honestly, it's thankful and as thankful to God, as thankful to the Lord above that I am that she gets those opportunities. I think God understands because He is omnipotent. He knows the past, as what you did in the past, what you're doing now, and what you're going to do in the future. Um, I think He realizes that for me, being able to get on camera, do a live stream like this, have my door open like this without any interruptions of any kind is something that I've always always enjoyed. I mean honestly, when you've noticed some of the videos that I did, and I'll get into that in a moment, sometimes I was always like kind of quiet or semi-quiet, and of course I would have to add a microphone or so to the camera so that if I spoke a little loud, a little low, I should say, you'd still hear me clearly. He understood that it's kind of hard sometimes when you live with family, when you live with your parents, you live with your siblings, you live with your cousins, your grandparents, your friends, your dorm mates, if you will, that it gets a little hard to do anything because you never know if you're going to get interrupted. As I cited before here on this channel, one just Alex knows very well what that's about. In fact, I've followed Alex on several occasions. Basically, I'm sure a lot of you are aware of this. I followed him on several occasions here on YouTube. Well, not just here on YouTube, but like on Twitter and Facebook and all that. So I've followed him around. I follow him, and yeah, it's a little hard for people like himself as well because You gotta basically work around what you have. Um, it's it's a little hard to work around and everything because you gotta, like I said, you gotta work. What I'm trying to say is I'm linking this up a little bit. You gotta basically, you basically gotta realize that when you try to do these kind of things, it's hard to do because of the fact that you don't know if you're going to get interrupted on occasions. I mean, there were several times when I would watch Alex and he would get interrupted uh, by family. In fact, there was one video, if you will, that he did. As I fix this a little bit, there we go. There was one video that he did, honestly, where, and it was recently. He was doing a video and he saw like it looked like a spider. You know, it looked like a spider basically was crawling up, and he killed it with his shoe. And after he did that, and he did that live on camera, he had, I think, somebody in his family being like, "What was that?" And he had to yell to them, "Oh, I killed a spider," and all that. So it's hard to do sometimes when you want to do a live stream, but you want to do it without interruption, and that's hopefully, and that's what I wanted to do. I mean, sure, I was surprised that I did a couple of live streams at night and even during the day at times. But it was just me using the mic here, and me going on and doing like tier makers, or talking about things like Sonic and all that. But it wasn't me on camera because I had my door closed and I never knew if my mom was going to come in and or knock on the door like this and want to come in and talk about something. And of course, there have been several videos, and I'm sure you guys have heard and you're aware of that. She's done just that. Honestly, she has done just that, to where she would basically knock on the door, come in, or go knock knock and come in, and then talk and everything, and it would go on for about 3 to 5 minutes, because she just needed to ask something, have me look at something, stuff like that. And again, like I said, God knows that she deserved the break that she does. She's earned these breaks, but He also knows that for someone like me, it's a little hard to do live streams on camera, or live streams, period, or even on camera videos without being interrupted. And that's something that hopefully, you know, hopefully now I can get more adjusted to, or get back into the flow of things, if you will. But yeah, like I said, it's like I said, I watch someone like Alex, and he has to deal with this every day. Other people that do live streams have to deal with it every day, or any time to do a live stream. So it's not easy. It's not really easy, and that's why when I would do a live stream, it would either be late at night when I would do a tier maker or a discussion, or it would be late in the afternoon, early evening when I would do it. And I would do it basically because sometimes my mom would be distracted. She'd be watching the Giants game, or she'd be on the phone with somebody, or she'd be watching a movie, because that's what she wanted to do throughout the summer, watch some movies, which she did. Excuse me. And that gave me the opportunity. The other thing I would do is I would take my phone, which is using her charger right now, believe it or not, to charge up, and I would set my phone like right here on my table, or right here on my desk. And what I would do is I would plug in the earphones I had, which are right there. You can't see them, but they're right there. I would plug in the earphones, and because when you have an app to your security system, sometimes the volume can be loud. So what you want to do is you want to put the earphones in there. You want to connect them, or you want to wireless connect them through Bluetooth. So that way you put up the volume on the headphones, and they're not noticeable, because there have been times that I will do that, and then a little bit of an echo will go by, and my mom will be like, are you listening on me? Are you listening on me, Brian? Or she would be curious, about what that echo was. So I would have to lower it, and by lowering it, like I said, I would connect the headphones, and then turn up the headphone volume to where I'd still be able to hear them, but it wouldn't be as loud and noticeable, for my mom to ask questions about, either way. But anyway, But yeah, anyway, she was like I said. What was I getting at? Oh yeah, she would watch movies and stuff to kind of buy the time. Is what she would do. She would watch movies to buy the time and or watch shows and stuff, or even just listen to music because I got her this past summer. I got an Alexa for both of us, if you will. One for her that she puts in the living room. She's hooked up in the living room, and one that's in my room to kind of accompany or kind of yeah, I guess you could say accompany our Google Minis. Because she has hers in her room on her dresser drawer that she plugs in on occasions in the kitchen. I have mine plugged in here, so it kind of like accompanies, you know, or kind of, I don't yeah I can't think of the word actually right now. We bought it to stand side by side. It'll kind of be side by side with the Mini. That's what I'm looking at. That's the one I'm looking at, so that we have various options. Um, anyway, anyway, she would listen to music on that or something, and then just go from there. Um, and the same, and it's not just with live streams either. I mean, I've also um, done this a couple of times with my videos. Like, of course, one of my longest videos I've done in a while was my closer look at the Hanna Barbera collection of DVDs that I have, and basically that went almost 2 hours. That wasn't like what Sean McLean, Zara Nizarak of the Multimedia Chronicles does, where he just sections it off. No, I did the whole freaking thing that I got courtesy of Frank Hill. It's Frank. Um, well, a majority of it anyway. Let's just say 95% of it was from Frank, 5% of it was elsewhere. But anyway, I would. That was one of the longest ones. The second longest one I've done so far after that was my closer look at all my Sonic DVDs that I got and Blu-rays. That once again, Frank supplied me with most of them, and some of them I got way before I even knew about Frank, and him way before he even sent anything to me. And that would include my SAT-AM sets and all that. And then, of course, I did a video on the rarities that I have, basically stuff that is kind of official, not official, released on DVD or anywhere because of certain reasons. So I did those videos, and I thank you guys for tuning into those videos and watching them. I really appreciate that. Um, but yeah, it's just one of those situations, honestly, to where basically I would take, and as I've said before here on this channel, I would take opportunities. Like anytime I do a channel update, I would basically take the opportunity that was presented to me to do some videos. And when my mom would watch movies, she would watch the Giants game, she'd be listening to her music, she'd be outside gardening or watering her plants, ants, if you will, or she'd be on the phone with somebody, or whatever the case may be, to where I know she wouldn't interrupt me. I would take advantage of that, excuse me, to do a video. And I was surprised of how many opportunities I had. I mean, there was sometimes she would even leave the house and she would go and visit with my sister, my older sister, because she'd want to see my great niece when my niece would come over with her, and they would visit. And sometimes she would go with my older sister because she would get a discount at where she works, a place that she's actually suggesting I go apply for, and that's Kohl's, and I might look into that. But anyway, that's what she does. Well, that's what she would do to give me opportunities. I mean, yesterday she did it, but I didn't take advantage of that because I just wanted to relax. I was like, you know what, I'm going to take advantage. I looked at it like, you know what, I could take advantage, but I'm going to relax. I was still a little tired and everything because we went out on Saturday to celebrate my niece's birthday again for the second time, my mom's birthday, and my older sister's birthday because they all kind of fall in between. So we went to Michael's Pizza Bar and Grill in Modesto on Carpenter, and celebrated there. Also, throughout the week, we actually had for the first time in the near 6 years. It's going to be 6 years at the end of October. In the near, not 6 years, but 5 years. 5 years, yeah. It's going to be 5 years. 5 years in the near 5 years since me and my mom have been here, for the first time ever, we had we had her side of the family, her youngest sister, and her husband come over and check the place out for the first time because nobody on her side of the family had ever been here yet until this past Wednesday. And after that, we went to Good Times restaurant down here on Main Street here in Newman, and they actually serve pretty good food. They're basically a hybrid of American and Chinese food, so I thought that was cool. Um, anyway, long story short, um, like I said, you know, she would, do all these kind of things. And it would give me opportunities to do more videos than I expected. Now, true, sometimes during the videos that I would do, I would hear her walking, this way, across the hall, and I'd have to be like this. I'd be like, you know, I have to mouth what I was gonna. I would have to mouth what I was saying, or at least be like, shh, be quiet and everything, because like I said, my mom is very inquisitive. So if I was talking as loud as I'm talking now on camera, if she was walking by, she'd be like, "What did you say?" Knowing how she is, and God forgive me for saying this, but knowing how she is, she probably would have been like, "What did you say, Brian? Are you saying something about me, or whatever?" She'd basically be curious. That's how she is. She's very, like I said, she's very, very inquisitive, very inquisitive. And I know I'm not the only one in my family that realizes that. I know my sisters realize that. I know my mom's siblings probably realize that. And I know my mom's fellow coworkers or fellow teachers know that as well. They all realize that she's a very inquisitive person. Because she wants to know things. She wants to know the answers. Well, not necessarily know things, but she likes to get a decent kind of an answer to things. Like, why is this? How's this? Why is this? What's this? What's this? What's that? Like for example, she has T-Mobile. She is on my second older sister's T-Mobile plan. So she has T-Mobile, and for some odd reason, over the past several weeks, if not the past month, basically the T-Mobile app would there would be well, how do I put it? There would be okay. There would be basically a not responding message come up. It would say T-Mobile app not working or something like that. And me and my older sister would have to tell her how to take care of it or show her how to take care of it. And when she would take care of it, it would go away for a bit, but then it would pop back up. So she got frustrated. So there were a couple of times that I'd be ready to probably do a video or get ready to, or get in the mood to do one, that she would be knocking on the door saying, "Brian, what's this again?" Or it popped up again, and I'd have to help her out. I'd basically tell her, go to the app, or basically go to the app or press on the thing that says force stop or whatever, go to or basically close or basically go to the warning, because like I said, it would be a not responding warning or a message. I'd say go to the close app, and then basically I would show her the thing that would pop up, the app menu for it, or the menu for the app, and I would say press force stop, and she would do that, and it would work for a while. Now, I have no idea why that was happening. My assumption from what I told my mom was it was on their side. That's basically what it was. It was on their side. That, there was problems going on, because I also noticed even before she got off for the summer that T-Mobile was having problems all across the board with people. So, yeah, she was frustrated with that. And one thing she's always been vocal about is she does not like technology. Especially, well, no, she doesn't hate technology as a whole. She just hates the advancements. From my personal point of view, my guess is she hates the advancements of technology. Like, she hates the fact that basically it seems that almost every day something is different about technology. Something updates and gets evolved. And although she can respect that, all they're doing is trying to improve on the current system or the current technology, it's still frustrating. Like she reminisces sometimes of how it was simpler. You know what I'm saying? And I think any of us, I should say, that grew up, like let's say in the late 70s, mid to late 70s, the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s to mid thousands could, in a way, appreciate the simplicity that was back then. Even in the 2000s, when things were really ramping up in technology wise, I think we could appreciate the simplicity, of the simpler times of technology and stuff like that. But she was, like I said, just frustrated with that and everything. But overall, again, like I said, I was overall basically, like I said, I'm just, I was always careful and everything about when I would do a video. And that's why sometimes, I would be a little tired. Like if I did do a video and you would notice me slurring my words, or you'd see me on the camera and wondering, man, he looks like he's out of it. It's basically because I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I stayed up late, did some videos, and even though I upload those videos the next day, it still allowed me opportunity to do so. The other opportunity that allowed me to get some videos going was, of course, the videos I did weeks prior to my mom getting off because I knew of the situation. And I will say this. I will say this. The one thing I never accounted what oh the one thing I should have accounted for was at least the first 22 days, or at least the first 20 days of the month, or at least the first Monday through Friday, the first, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 15, the first 15 Monday through Fridays, I should have at least accounted for when it came to doing videos. But I didn't think about that. However, I was able to work with what I had. And like I said, surprisingly, I had opportunities given to me, and I do apologize for any lag or delay. That is my fault and everything. And hello to David without David Whited Arcade and Toy Channel. Thank you for being in the live chat. And again, super chats are open, guys. If you want to donate, that is up to you. That is your opinion. They are open. But anyway, like I said, basically, we. But like I said, basically, oops, I hit the wrong thing there. But basically, like I said, it's just one of those situations to where, um, like I said, you know, I was, like I said, I was kind of surprised by what I was able to accomplish while she was here and everything. Now, some of the videos that I did do, and I'm sorry if my mic hit the mic, my finger hit the mic there. Some of them you may have noticed have been on the road. Like a couple of weeks ago, I did a couple of live streams while we were on the road. And those live streams were basically going to Monterey and then at night coming from Monterey. And the reason we went to Monterey Bay, as I've talked about before, in a vlog, an on-camera vlog, not a live stream, was because it was my third youngest nephew's, I think it's, what is it, his 14th? 14th, yeah, his 14th birthday. And he wanted to go to Monterey. And basically what happened is that even though we all planned to meet up there, we had no idea until my aunt, who, like I said, came over on Wednesday along with her husband to see the house for the first time. She alerted us that there was a car show. Her husband had told her there was a car show in Monterey that day. So guess what happened? Parking became a you-know-what. It did. It got to a point that my older sister's husband gave up going into the aquarium, even though my older sister was like, oh no, you ain't pulling that crap, you're coming in. I think he made the best decision because, as I've said before, I think I mentioned in that vlog, he's had these past issues of anxiety, and I think being in a crowded area like that would have brought them up, maybe, I don't know. And it wasn't just him, it was my niece's fiance too. They didn't want to be part of it. Anyway, even though he had an opportunity to take the ticket of my sister's husband, it still didn't happen. And instead, they had to drive around for a bit till they found some parking at El Torito's, which was like 6, 7 blocks up, from the aquarium. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, wait a minute. Why didn't they just go to the aquarium from there? Why didn't they just walk down? Because again, it was too crowded, and I don't think they wanted to deal with the crowd. So what did they do? They went to the bar. They went to the bar. I think it was called a pub. On that in that area, on that walk, if you will, and had a few drinks, just killed some time until we came out. And let's just say they they killed their time all right by basically having a little too much. but that was okay. I mean, it's only once in a while you go to, Monterey and everything, or go to a place like Monterey Bay Aquarium. But again, I think what it was is that we didn't account for the fact that it was, also the same time as a car show. And it was the weekend. Basically, for a lot of people, including my third oldest nephew, it was the weekend before they went back to school. So take that all into account. Because I can tell you, I can guarantee you right now, if I lived in Monterey Bay, because my mom even has said that she would love to live in a place like Monterey Bay if it wasn't too expensive. But if I lived there and I had the money, right now, if I lived in a place that was close by the aquarium, I'd be walking down, going to the aquarium, and enjoying myself because there wouldn't be that much of a crowd. There wouldn't be, and that's a fact. But that's also why Monterey. But that's also why Monterey Bay has the live cams as well, just in case you can't be there, you can watch it there. But yeah, I did some videos. Like I said, I did some live streams going to Monterey and going back from Monterey. Also shot some video in the aquarium. So that's that big Monterey Bay aquarium video you probably saw. So yeah, it was. So yeah, we did that, and besides that, we didn't really do anything really major for a while. The only thing that we did that was major in a way, as far as like family is concerned, was about a week later on the 14th. Oh, not the 14th. Was it the 14th? No. Yeah, it was the 14th. Yeah, the 14th. I'm getting the dates mixed up here. But it was a week later on the 14th where we met up with, oh, not met up, but we went to celebrate my great niece's first birthday. And what got me, as I've talked about before in a vlog, because I also did a vlog on this as well, is we went to a place called Valley Builders Exchange. Valley Builders Exchange on Kansas Avenue in Modesto. And at first, and I've talked about this before in the video in the vlog, when I first saw the pictures on Google here on the internet, I was like, "Really? This is the place we're going to?" Because I looked up the address and I'm like, "Really? This is what we're going to?" And what happened is what I happened is later on when I took another look at it, I noticed that there was some photos supplied or uploaded by the people at what they would call VBE, Valley Builders Exchange. Basically, photos of the inside, and I saw the inside, and I was like, "Oh, okay, okay, this does look like it would work." And basically, what happened is my niece's fiance's sister got access to it for that day. She got access to it for that day, and got we all got together. We met, and basically, what I'm trying to say. Let me get some coffee here, but what I'm trying to say is we all got there. We all got there, and basically, basically, what was I trying to say? Oh yeah, basically, we all got there, and we finally met other members of my niece's fiance's family, as well as we reunited with family we had not seen in a while, with the exception of my aunt and my uncle, who me and my mom, as I mentioned in the vlog, paid a visit to about a week or two prior, when we were a couple weeks prior, because we were in Tracy to pay her AAA. Because she trusts that AAA office more so than the Modesto one, or basically it's a lot closer to the Modesto one. And we saw, and like I said, we went there. We saw them, and then of course a couple of weeks later we saw them again um, for the baby's birthday, and also got to see my cousins, my cousin that's 4 years younger than me, who I grew up with, and my other cousin who I also grew up with, who's a year and a half older than me, as well. So, we got to meet up again and get to see how each other were doing and everything. So it was great. And like I said, we got to meet some of their family and see the quirkiness out of their family members and stuff. So, or basically, um, my niece's fiance's sister's husband is kind of like him in a way, very quirky and all that, or quirky. He's got a personality to him. Anyway, though, like I said, we had a good time. I think the only criticism, that they had about it was they felt at the end that they felt kind of like things. ended a little too quickly towards the end. Like it's like all of a sudden things were wrapping up too quickly. Something was going on. They weren't too sure. And but besides that, being the only like I guess you could say tiny negative you could look at, everything else was good. And then of course this past Saturday, like I said, we went to Michael's Pizza Bar and Grill. Well, I said this in the other video I did earlier. I'll probably, like I said, take that off and record something else. But like I said, we went to Michael's Pizza Bar and Grill, and we celebrated, like I said, my mom's birthday, my older sister's birthday, and my niece's birthday again, because we celebrated it, on her actual birthday, but it was just me. It was just my mom and my older sister and her husband and the son, and my niece's little brother and her daughter, and her son, my great nephew. So, we just celebrated there, and then that was it. And then we met up again, like I said, for to do all three. And the reason we did all three is because one, my second older sister wasn't there to wish her happy birthday. She wanted to do something. And also the fact that my older sister is going out to Vegas with her husband and her son. And my niece is going to go over there to watch the house, kind of spend a couple of days over there to watch the house and allow her and her fiance to have a little peace and quiet, if you know what I mean, have a place of themselves for a bit. Kind of get them in the mood because right now they're living with his parents, his dad and his stepmom in Modesto. But and they're looking for their own place right now. They're trying to look for a place, trying to apply to rent a place. So watching my older sister's house, her mom's house, for the days they're gone, it's like, oh, thank goodness, we can have a place to ourselves. Um, besides that, it's also the fact that my mom's back at work. Her birthday is actually in a couple of days. I don't know if maybe my sister's going to come over and want to do something for her or what. But I have something planned for her. I have some gifts I'm going to get her, so that's not a problem. Um, and then of course, like I said, my second older sister wanted to celebrate with my niece. And then, of course, my aunt and my uncle, who we've been getting together with lately because of we haven't seen them in a while, came down as well to visit and everything. And one thing about my aunt and my uncle that they like to do is they like to give stuff, to us. They like to give stuff to us that they have. They just have a buttoness. What's the word I'm looking for? They have an epiphany and a buttonness, if you will, a buttonness, if you will, of stuff that not only they got over the years, but they also got because of my late grandfather and my late grandmother. God rest their souls, still watching from above. So they wanted to give some stuff to people that they didn't need anymore. Give stuff that belonged to my grandparents to the grandkids and the themselves as well. So, for example, my uncle gave me these. I even marked them a little bit. These are wireless headphones here. I've never heard of the brand. It's called Seer. Seer. I don't know if any of you guys have heard about it. And I tried them, and they work out pretty good. When you connect them, basically, when you connect them, basically, they come on to they connect to your Bluetooth, but with the initial K8, if you will. They connect with the initial of K8, if you will. So he gave me that, and then as I pack this back in here as best I can. So he gave me that, if you will, and then he also gave me a Golden State Warriors 2015 Finals hat, an official Finals hat from New Era, which you see them wearing when they win a championship. He gave me that. He's never worn it before. He also gave me a hoodie, which was 2010 World Series champion Giants. So he gave me that. When my mom saw that, she's like, "Oh, he should have gave me that. He should have gave that to me." And then when I said, "Well, it's big," and everything, she's like, "Oh yeah, well then, she's like, okay, maybe it's good that he did give it to you because I can grow into it. It's not a big deal." So he gave me that, and then on top of that, they gave us some other things as well. Like he gave us, well, basically something that was meant to go to my cousin, but I guess she forgot about it. And it was this big frame of pennies that my grandpa used to keep in his little trophy room in Hayward. Hayward on Thomas Avenue. It was like this picture of pennies he hung up in his trophy room. And then they also gave us a picture of 49er frame of cards and coins as well. So the back just has to be taped up and everything. And so that was kind of cool of them to do. And then of course they gave my mom this old symmetric cookie jar that my grandma used to have in her kitchen. Either it was on top of the fridge, it was next to the TV, like on the bottom of the TV, somewhere, or it was on the kitchen shelves. Not kitchen shelves, but on the kitchen tile. If you, what's the? Uh, I'm trying to think of the name right now. It was on the Yeah, it was on the kitchen tile, basically, not on the floor, but basically on the counter. That's what I'm looking on the kitchen counter. She would have it somewhere, and sometimes she'd even have it in a little storage area because she would have like the kitchen right here. Like the kitchen would be right here, and then you just like you go this way, and then here's a little entrance towards the garage that goes. This is the laundry room with like cupboards and everything. Then over here would be the garage, and over here would be the backyard. And she basically would keep that mainly in the kitchen on the counter, or sometimes she'd move put it on the fridge, or maybe even into the into the garage area or something like that. She would keep it, and it would so my mom ended up getting that. Basically, what's going on is they're trying to give away some stuff. They even gave my older sister this stereo that would light up and everything. It had like these little lights on it, and when you would play it, and they gave us when we visited them after we went to AAA, and they gave us that. It's like okay, that kind of works. That kind of works, if you will. Um, my mom initially wanted to keep it, but then she thought, oh, well, I don't know. I could, but I'm sure your older sister would get some more kick out of it, and she did. We even called her at the time to see how she would appreciate that, and she wanted it. There's no doubt. She said ironically she was thinking about it that same day. It's like because she has my grandpa's truck, his truck that he bought new the year she was born, and I guess having that reminded her ironically of the stereo. Like man, she would like to have the stereo that went along with it, and now she's got it. Now she's got it and everything, so that's pretty cool. But besides that, not not really much was happening. Honestly, to be honest with you, not really much was going on at that time. Um, Not really going on at that time, but what was it? Oh yeah, like I said, not really much going on at that time. After a lot of that was given to us, just getting to see each other, getting along and everything. I know I sound like I'm rambling a little bit, like I'm not, like maybe I'm going off a little bit, not kind of not making any sense of what I'm saying, and I do apologize about that. I'm still a little tired. It's still early. I mean, it's about what 9:39. I know some of you might think, oh, that's not early and everything. Oh, believe me, it's early. It's still early and everything. Because I got up early after she left, so I can have this whole day to myself, if you know what I mean. um, but anyway, like I said, they would give us stuff, and they gave us stuff and everything, so that was pretty cool. They even gave me some Warrior T-shirts during our initial visit, so that was cool. Um, anyway, besides that, just been one heck of a summer. You know what I'm saying? I mean, heck, we even had a little bit of an earthquake here, like about a month ago. It's like all of a sudden I'm just sitting here and I'm hearing this, and all of a sudden it was an earthquake. And I was like, what the heck? And that's the first. Here's the thing. I've been back. I have been back since 2007, November 2007, which is going to be 14 years this November. Never once have I felt an earthquake like that. I may have felt a little bit of a shake, but not like that. I felt it. And almost immediately after we felt it, my mom turned on the news and they were talking about it. It's all because of the dry weather we had. All because of the dry weather we had. So, anyway, I was just, it was the first, time I felt something like that in a while. But besides that, not really much going on. I mean, like I said, again, as I've mentioned before, what's really surprised me about this summer is the fact that I've been able to do videos, and the fact that I've been able to do videos just just blows my mind. It just blows my mind. It's like I can't fathom how I've been able to do that. But then again, like I said, it's all about the opportunities. It's like the opportunities I was given, you know, throughout. I was given these opportunities throughout that, really surprised me. It really surprised me a little bit that I got these opportunities when I did, which is why I was able to say some of the do some of the videos I did. I mean, heck, I came on here, did a live stream with something on camera, with well, not on camera, but with a picture of Masters of the Universe Revelation. I've done on camera stuff, and that's blown a lot of, and those views just came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, holy crap, where did these come from? It just really like blew my mind you know of how much people were talking about this series because obviously being somebody that grew up in the 80s, I could not understand why they did what they did. Nobody could. You know, nobody could understand you know why they did what they did. Honestly, nobody could understand why they did what they did to the series, and it got a lot of people talking. You did a video on it, discussing and talking about your disappointment, ranting or whatever. It got views. You talk positive about it, it got views. It really surprised me. It really surprised me. Heck, when I did my reaction, not with anything on screen, but just my on-camera reaction, just after I saw it, after I saw the trailer reaction to MLP's New Generation trailer that's for the movie coming on Netflix. It didn't get a lot of views, but it got plenty real quickly. It's like, whoa, that was quick. So I can only imagine what the video will be like when I do a review after watching the movie. Um, but besides that, it just really, like I said, really surprised me how I was able to do a lot of videos. And sometimes when I would do a package opening, yeah, I would do it maybe a little sooner than later, but I would do it, like I said, when my mom would be distracted doing something else. That's when I would do it. Heck, I have some empty boxes still right here that I have to toss out or either utilize for other future package sending in the future. So, it's just one of those situations to where I was just, like I said, just surprised myself, really. I mean, the fact that one week after all the initial videos, even, well, not after, but even in the process of some of the initial videos coming out that I already had done weeks prior to my mom being off, I was able to get video in video after video after video after video, and I was like, whoa, I couldn't believe it. But of course, like I said, as you saw with the closer look videos, I had to wait until late at night or during the evening or whatever to do them because, like I said, I didn't want to be interrupted. And the fact that would take a while, these would be the kind of videos that would take a while because I had to talk about what they were, give my explanation to them. And again, unlike Zaran Izarak, Sean McLean of Multimedia Chronicles, I'm not just going to, subcategorize them. I mean, I might with some, but not all of them, because I'm the kind of person that will go straight through them. I will go uncut, I will be unscripted, and I will go right straight through them. That's what I will do. Even if I get an interruption, I will go right straight through them, and that's it. You know, that's just how I am. That's how I am. That's how I'm always going to be. So, yeah, but yeah, I was, like I said, kind of surprised by that and everything. I mean, even, and that's, and the fact that, I was even one of those videos was a review of Snake Eyes, which I thought was okay. I mean, I understand why some people didn't like it. I could see why. But you have to understand that sometimes with an origin story, it's gonna get, they're gonna switch it up a little bit. As long as, basically his thing, as long as they stay true to the core of what the character is, the rest of the way, giving them an origin of this kind, it's not a problem. It's not really that big of a problem when you think about it. So it's just, it's just one of those situations to where when, you know, when I saw it, I just gave my thoughts on it, and some people did agree. Like, yeah, this is a, that yeah, it is a, it's just an origin. It's going to be different at times. So, yeah, being able to do that, being able to actually also be creative with some of the videos I did. Like, I would use Cyber Power Director to do, um, basically videos to where I would use the option like what OBS Studio gives you of looking at the screen or capturing, doing a Windows capture screen, if you will, and talking about something over it. I'm basically what I did as part of my Premiere videos is I gave people a look at what my DeviantArt and my Affiniate page looks like, as well as I was able to let them read at their own pace if they want to pause it some stories. That's about it, or even hear my reviews on stuff. So it was, like I said, it was kind of it was quite surprising to be able to do the videos I did the way I was able to do them. So just really surprising. Now, the question obviously is, what's up the road now? Well, like I said, we're kind of back to we are back to normal, kind of, and I mean that because, like I said, my mom, even though she left the house around 6:35, she officially clocked in at 8 o'clock. Apparently, maybe I heard wrong, but apparently she might be off at 5 today. Not totally sure yet. It could change. The rest of the week is up in the air. And the reason I say it's up in the air for the rest of the week is mainly because even though she went in at 8 today, or she clocked in at 8 today and left at 6:30 to do so, and she's going to possibly get off at 5, that's a question mark, asterisk question mark. Um, the rest of the week will be up in the air. Like tomorrow, like she could come home later today and say tomorrow she goes in at 9 and she gets off at 4. And then she could say and then she could say the same for Wednesday. She goes in at 9, gets off at 4. You know, I can't really change that. I can't really change that whatsoever because all she would have to do is leave basically an hour later. These next couple of weeks are going to be up in the air, but that these are just assumptions. These are just assumptions of exactly what will be in the future. These are just assumptions, if you know what I mean. Just assumptions. Not saying they're going to happen. Not saying they will happen. But they're just assumptions of what will be, and that's it. I can't say any more than that. I really can't. Um, but I'm just going based off. I'm just saying this based off what I've seen in the past. I'm just saying this based off what I've seen in the past, and what I have seen in the past. What I've seen in the past, basically, is you know backup, if you will, enough evidence, if you will, to say that yeah, I'm pretty sure something like this will happen over this upcoming week and into next week as well. Again, not saying it's going to. For all I know, she could be doing 8 to 5 throughout the next couple of weeks, and that's it. Because if there is one thing I will say about last year, she didn't really get into the 4:30 mark until they officially started school with the kids, until they got the kids in and everything at the preschool. But we'll see what occurs. We'll see what occurs. I mean, I know that she and other teachers are not looking forward to any of the changes that they're going to be told about today, probably right now and through the trainings later on today and tomorrow and throughout the weeks. I'm sure they're not going to be thrilled with that. I'm sure some of them are not looking forward to the possibility of, oh, you're going to be moved to this site and that site for various reasons. I'm sure they're not looking forward to that. But it's going to happen. I know one thing. I know my mom does not want to be moved any further than Livermore. Because if they say, yeah, I'm not going to say her name, but if they tell my mom, yeah, you are going to go and be located now or work now at the Dublin site, my mom's going to be like, excuse me, Dublin site? That will probably be the only time, I'm not saying it will, but be the only time that she'll be coming close to really speaking up and being like, I ain't doing no Dublin site, you crazy. You know, I'm not saying she'll do that. She'll probably work around it, or at least try to work around it, but she won't look forward to it. I can guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. But I don't think that'll happen to her. I don't think it will happen because she has too much seniority basically at the job. She's been working there 20 years. She has too much seniority, and I don't think that we would do that to her because she also has too many comrades, if you will, too many friends, fellow teachers that don't want that to happen to her. So I don't think it will. I don't think it will by any shape of the manner, if you know what I mean. I don't think that will occur. But that's one thing that she and a lot of other teachers are not looking forward to. They're not. Um, but like I said, they're going to be going through a lot of trainings this year, additional trainings based not just on what's going on with the COVID, going past, getting past what we initially had, going through what we're going through right now, and everything, but also based on what they dealt with last year. See, last year, and it's been enough time. I think I will say this. They had a male teacher at the beginning of the school year, a teacher working with them, who located to San Francisco, to the San Francisco district of the same preschool organization, because they're basically like a whole Head Start organization based out of Washington D.C. But long story short, this guy worked with them, and then he moved or relocated to San Francisco because he was also going to live with his mom or his grandmother, I think. And they found out through an email and through some meetings that this guy got arrested. He was arrested by the FBI because of, he basically child had child pornography on his phone, and he was sharing it across this one website that I'm not going to talk about, but he was sharing it, and that really was something that put my mom's Head Start organization she works for under a bad light or scrutinizing light because she and other teachers had to um, be asked questions about their connection with this guy and what kind of relationship they had with him or connection they had with him or how well they knew him and stuff and all that. So they had to do all that. They had to go through all that, but thankfully nothing else came of it. But I guarantee you they're going to get a training on that. They're going to get a training on what's going on with COVID. They're going to get the whole 9 yards in addition to a whole new 9 yards, I should say, in addition to what they got going on right now. And that's a fact. That is an absolute fact. And speaking of this whole COVID situation, I know some people don't like the Delta variant deal, and some people believe it's a bunch of hogwash and all that. Look, I'll put it this way. You know, when you look at the articles where they talk about the numbers of new cases and because of the Delta variant among the unvaccinated and somewhat with the vaccinated, you have to also read the article all the way to the end because most of these articles, whether they're not reliant sources or reliant sources, will say that some of this information, like the numbers, are not entirely accurate due to errors and stuff, and it's also due to the misinformation others are giving as well because they don't trust the vaccine or they don't think this whole thing's legit, is what it is. And that's to me that's all you have to do in reality is just if when you start reading these articles that say this kind of stuff, scroll all the way to the end, and there's a good possibility, a good strong chance that they'll probably tell you that some of the numbers you're reading there are not totally accurate because of a lot of errors and misinformation going around. Not just between, misinformation, miscommunication, not just between WHO and the CDC and the governments and all that in the media, but also because of those that are going on to social media and other platforms and saying, don't trust this vaccine, don't believe everything you hear, it's all a lie, conspiracy. So to me, my advice is, take it day by day. Take whatever you hear with a grain of salt, if you will, but know that this is a real situation. That's all it is. Be thankful that a majority of the country is getting, reopened and that a majority of the country is allowing people out and about. yeah, it feels like, to some, our freedoms are being taken away because, oh, you got to show proof of vaccination if you want to go somewhere or you want to enter a facility or enter an event. That is true. That is indeed true. But you know what? But you know what? If that's the sacrifice we have to make right now to get through this, then we'll be fine. One thing I've noticed is that even though they're talking about it, they're not specifically saying that it's bad. Like, we look at ABC and CBS and NBC and all of them and CNN, and we know sometimes they're not always going to tell us the full truth and they'll exaggerate some things. But I've noticed with some of them, they'll talk about it, but they won't say specifically what the number is because they don't even know. And sometimes when they don't say what the number is, sometimes that's good news because it's like, hey, maybe it's not that bad, but at least maybe the number of cases is not that bad, but they are letting you know about what's going on. You know, and at least trying to inform you that, hey, if you don't want us to talk about this anymore, at least get the damn thing, get the damn vaccine shot. And apparently, it looks like the first step in that happening has occurred with the FDA coming out and saying, hey, we approve of the Pfizer vaccine to be distributed. And a lot of people, including my second oldest sister, who has been reluctant about it, has said, "Hey, unless the FDA approves it, I'm not doing it." So maybe now she'll finally do it because it's FDA approved. But we'll see what happens. Right now, all they have to do is now. Well, right now, I'm trying to say is all they have to wait for now is the Mandura and the Johnson and Johnson to see whether or not the FDA is going to approve them. They say the Mandura may take a couple weeks, if not months. The Johnson and Johnson might be a lot longer, and also the FDA has to agree whether or not boosters are necessary. And if they do, according to some information, the Biden administration, which right now is not looking so good in the public spotlight, is going to offer booster shots to those that have gotten the first 8 months. Oh, basically, what I'm trying to say. Let me get some drink here. Basically, they plan to, if the FDA agrees to it somewhat, not entirely sure yet, that or says it's good to go, it's okay to do. According to some information, the Biden administration, like I said, who publicly in the spotlight is not looking so good right now, says that they will give a booster shot to those that got their second shot 8 months ago or 8 months prior. Like, let's say they go through with it. Like, let's say the FDA hasn't approved it yet, but they're saying, hey, we're going to do it anyway. And people say, okay, we'll follow through on that. We'll do it. September 20th, that'll basically be 8 months from January. 8 months from January. Me, I got my second shot in May. That was basically about 3 months ago. Oh, if you will, about 3 months ago that I got my shot. And basically, when I look at it, in a sense, I would have basically 9 months to go. Not 9 months, but 5 months to go before they gave me before I would ever get a booster shot. If I get it, if the FDA even approves it, you know, not saying they will, but even if I was to get it, you know, it would be 5 months from today, basically, that I would do it, which means September, October, November, December. It'd be January that I'd get that booster shot. But it's not going to happen because I got a feeling by that time things will be clear. And I think that's why the FDA wants to approve these things because they know, hey, if we approve the vaccines, there won't be no need for a booster shot because people will be more more willing to get the shot because hey, they don't have to worry about it being something at a regular or not regular, but something at a site or anything that they could just go to a pharmacist or whatever and say, hey, I want the shot. Boom, there you go. And that's all they're waiting for. Well, that's all they've been waiting for. So we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. We'll see what those, like my second older sister, does when it comes to this. But I can tell you honestly, and this is the truth, if this is what it's going to take for people to do it, then I'm all for it. Not the boosters, because the FDA still has to say yay or nay on that. But, if it's going to help people get the vaccine, then again, I'm all for it. I'm all for them, making the approval on this because, you know, if we can get to the end of the year, because we're close to 100%, guys. Let's be honest. They could say, "Oh, we're at 70 something percent or 80%," and hey, that's better than nothing. I look at the fact that if they say, "Hey, the cases that we're getting right now because of the, because of the basically the, if they say, hey, the cases that we're getting right now because of the Delta variant that are breaking through to even some of the vaccinated people, you know, if those numbers are not as bad as what they allude to, then I'm all for it because again, I think the FDA wants to get this all approved, or at least one of the major ones approved, like they did with the Pfizer, so that way it make people more willing to go through with it, and basically get us to that near 100% end of the year vaccinated number that we need to get to. That's why I think the FDA is in a, the FDA wants to do this, in my opinion. But yeah, apparently the FDA has approved of that, and we'll see what goes from there. But yeah, getting back on topic, there I went on a little bit of a tangent. I do apologize if I sound like I was mumbling and all that. Not mumbling, but rambling my words and all that. I was trying to think about what I was going to say. Like I said, it's still kind of early with me, and I'm still kind of waking up a little bit, if you will. But yeah, basically, it's just one of those. But yeah, basically, it's gonna for my mom. I've got a feeling she's gonna be. That's gonna be one of the main trainings they're gonna go through today. This is gonna be one of the main trainings, and that's a fact. And there's no joking about it or anything like that. It's a fact. It's gonna be one of the main trainings. It's gonna be one of the main trainings, and I think she knows it. I think those that are working with her know it. Learning about the COVID situation is going to be one of the main trainings. And I guarantee you, not just with her or her fellow teachers, but with any preschool teachers, Head Start teachers that work across the country, it's going to be hard for them to get students back in because there are going to be parents that are going to be reluctant. They're going to be like, "I ain't sending my kid to your school," because of what's going on. So, just put them in your prayers and see what happens from there. But yeah, as far as the rest of the, like I said, as far as the rest of the week and the rest of this day goes, it's going to be really interesting to see what I do. I mean, I do have other closer looks I want to do, but I also have some videos that I've been wanting to do for a while, like major update videos as far as DVD and Blu-rays go, and that's going to be interesting because I got to make sure I I figure out which ones are new and everything. This may be, I should say, where I do the more like what Zara Nizarak does, may do the categorizing, if you will. But we'll see what happens. But anyway, you know, I'm just happy, like I said, to kind of get back to normal, if you will, kind of. But again, nothing is for certain because I might end up working real soon at another place. Maybe I'll go back to the former place I was at. We'll see. What opens up down the road. But yeah, but yeah, it's just good to get back to normal and have a little bit more freedom, be allowed to be a little bit more loose, if you will, and not worry about interruptions as much. Except for maybe if my mom calls on the phone and checks up on me again, like she's done in the past. But overall, though, it's just great to be back to normal, and things will happen this week. Believe me. I mean, I'm planning to do package openings because I'm probably going to be doing some ordering today, and we'll just go from there and see what occurs in the near future. But anyway, though, guys, before I ramble off a little bit more, just wanted to come on here and do this live stream, the first on-camera live stream, via my laptop. Via my laptop. Now I know you're thinking, well, you did a live stream before on camera. Yeah, that was through my phone. That was through my phones, guys, but not literally, with the door wide open and everything, walking about and everything, or just whatever. Like I normally used to do when my mom would be working like she is now. But anyway, though, guys, that's about gonna do it for this live stream. Again, I just wanted to come on here, just kind of talk, just shoot, if you will, and just you know, just go over what's been happening, and hopefully, things we'll get back to normal as the weeks go on and everything. And again, like I said, nothing's guaranteed to last forever because if I work down the line, that's going to change too. But anyway, though, guys, I just wanted to come on here, do this live stream, let you know what's happening, and really, that's about it. So, till then, guys, like the video, like the live stream. Thank you to those that did watch me live, as well as commented in the live stream chat. Um, Comment down below in the comment section as well. And I will be back with more videos later today. Like I said, one of the videos I may end up doing is a categorized look at some of the 4Ks that I have, if not the steelbooks as well, but also do an update video as well as to what we have in the basically what I garnered in the collection throughout the year, throughout this break and everything. So anyway, though, guys, like I said, thank you all for watching. Really appreciate it. You all have a good day, and I will talk to you all later. Peace out.